Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video on this channel. I'm Sabi from Code Revolution. So today I bring a new update for Headless Browser API and also for the Crawlomatic plugin, as these two, as you might know, work together very well. And Headless Browser API is now able to also click on elements from the scrape pages and get the result from the pages. This will improve also the captcha solving feature of Headless Browser API, as until now the captchas were solved but elements were not clicked. So you could solve the captcha from, for example, a submit box, but the element that the submit button could not be clicked until now. So this is possible starting from now in Headless Browser API. You will find a new parameter click element. So this will be a CSS selector which will pinpoint the element that needs to be clicked in the scraped page. So for example, let me show you this in action. So I have here the cineo.poland, and this is, if we load it, it's a watch selling page. It's an online shop selling watches from Poland. And if we try to scrape it with default settings, so let me set up here, let's delete this as I already tested this, and let's deactivate the captcha solving. And now let me show you that the page is loaded with Puppeteer using Headless Browser API, and let me show you how it is looking. So let's use the visual selector and we will see how the page is loading up using Headless Browser API, and we will see this captcha appearing and the product not loading up. So to bypass this, we will need to scroll up here and search for Headless Browser options and check the Headless Browser API enable captcha solving feature. Be sure to use Puppeteer or Tor from Headless Browser API, because these two are supporting right now this feature. And in the Headless Browser API, click on element by CSS Selector. We will need to pinpoint the element that we need to be clicked. So let's go to Visual Selector once again, and we will need to get the ID or the class of the element we need to click. So for example, for this we will need to load up the page here using the Visual Selector, and we will need to inspect the captcha submit button, because each captcha submitting button can have different classes or IDs. So the loading takes a bit here right now, but the page will be displayed soon. So let's wait this out, as it seems that the connection of my server is a bit overloaded right now. So and here it is. So let's inspect the captcha submitting button, and we will see that it has a class btn-info. So this content is the class that needs to be, so let's copy this, the button that needs to be clicked. We can close this and go up here in the settings and search for Headless Browser API, click on element by CSS Selector and paste the classes that we copied. Be sure to not have any spaces at the beginning or end. Add a point at the beginning of each, as they are classes, and this is the CSS Selector for classes. If it would be an ID, not a class, then you would have to use the hashtag, but instead we use points and without spaces between the classes. So point first class, which is btn, point second class, which is btn-info. And also be sure to check the enable captcha solving checkbox. And now we can go back and use the visual selector to get the product. So in this case, if we configured everything correctly, we will see a full product loading up and the captcha will be bypassed. So scraping in these cases can take a bit longer, as you can see, as requests are taking longer while captchas are solved, while the links, the elements are clicked, and the API is waiting for the page to load its clicked form. Also, the captcha solving feature is a bit slower. So if you use the captcha solving feature, it will also slow things down. So as you can see, the product loaded. Images are not displayed, as I have here a security feature which prevents images from displaying from remote locations, but it should work for you. So here it is, the page loaded up, the captcha is now bypassed, and scraping can continue. We can test it also on this reCAPTCHA demo page, for example. You can also set this up. So instead of the old URL, add the new URL. Be sure to check the CAPTCHA feature from here. Headless Browser API enable CAPTCHA solving. This needs to be checked for the CAPTCHA to be solved, and the ID of the submit button here is reCAPTCHA demo submit. So let's copy this, and instead of this, because it's an ID, as I mentioned it before, I use hashtag and paste the ID from there. So using this setup, we will be able to submit the form, and like we would click submit and it will say verification success. So this is the new feature of the plugin, and it is also available in the Crawlomatic plugin, which will be linked in this video description, and also directly using Headless Browser API. I will link also Headless Browser API in the description. You can check the docs. Click element is a new parameter which will be available for Puppeteer. It will also be available for Tor and also for screenshots of websites. So if you want to make screenshots of websites and you want to bypass a CAPTCHA, or you want to click on an element before making the screenshot, you will be able to do this also using HeadlessBrowserAPI.com. So this is a cool feature that it was heavily requested until now, and yeah, this was added in the current update for both Crawlomatic and Headless Browser API. So let me know, guys, what you think about this update. If you have other ideas, suggestions, let me know in the comments of this video. It's really appreciated. Any feedback that you give back to me based on my updates and my features that I release for the plugins and APIs that I create. And yeah, subscribe, share, comment, like, everything is appreciated. Until next time, have a nice day. Bye bye.